Hello, welcome. Let's try to solve another Leetcode problem 423. Reconstruct original digits from English. So for this problem, we are giving a string. It is an out of order English representation of digits 0 to 9. So how can we understand this sentence? Normally, we should give some examples. So for example, for example, 0 is 0. Yeah, but we are not giving. Maybe this is one of the difficult of the problem. The problem is that they don't want you to understand what is the meaning of the problem. Then definitely you cannot solve it. Yeah. So for this string, actually it's containing an out of order English representation of digits 0 to 9. Yeah, it can be a 0 or can be 1 or can be some combinations of the digits. So for this example, it is a 0, 1, 2. And then what you can do, maybe you just want to guess, or maybe 0 is just this 0 and 1 is this 1 and maybe 2 is this 2. Yeah, if you can guess like that, basically you know how to solve the problem initially. Otherwise you don't even understand the problem. Yeah. So for example, this is 0 and we can find Z, E, R, O. Definitely we can find. So for example, this is 1, we can find O, this is O, and this is N, and we can find E. And for another one, it is a 2, so it is a TOW, T is here, W, TWO, so this is a 2. So in this way, we used all the characters, and it is a combination of 0, 1, 2, and it is out of order of English letters. Yeah. So what are we going to return? We're going to return the digits in ascending order. So 0, 1, 2 is in ascending order. Yeah. So up to now, if you understand it like that, basically we want to solve it. And before solving this problem, let's just do some analysis. Maybe after the analysis we can solve it easily. Yeah, because basically for each of the numbers like 0, 1, 2, how many characters to represent this number? For example, 0, there are only 4. For example, this is 1, there are only 3 characters. For example, this is 2, there are only 3 characters TWO to represent this number 2. Yeah. Now we're going to continue to do the analysis. So for simplicity, let's just write some map. So for 0, this is 0. For 1, this is 1, and up to 9, this is 9. Yeah. So 9 digits to 9 English letter. Yeah. Now we want to enumerate each of the letters, each of the characters inside of the digits one by one, and how many of the characters, and this is what we are giving. So this means we have to check the countries. So inside the countries, we are giving the characters like E, G, F, I until to Z. Yeah. So this means for all those numbers from 0 to 9, and what we're gonna get for the characters is gonna be on those kind of characters. Yeah. Now we're gonna check the characters one by one. So for example, we're gonna first check the character E. So for this character E, which number can appear in this character E? So definitely 0, there is the E. So let me just put it like this. Yeah. So we can find, they're going to be 0, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. So we just put a 0, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, because this is going to be helpful for us to actually solve the problem. Yeah. And similarly, we're going to prepare others. So for example, this is F, it's going to be here, 4 and 5. And for example, this is a G, and it can only be 8. Yeah, so this is amazing, because if we find a character G, it only appears in 8. So this means inside of the string, we're going to check how many G. If there are 5 G's, basically it means we're going to have 5 8. If there's only 1 G, it means we're going to only have 1 8. So this is really helpful for us to solve the problem. Definitely we've already solved how many 8 for the string. And similarly, we're going to just prepare others. So for example, 8, I'm just enumerate a little bit. 8 is going to be 3 and 8. And similarly for I, it's going to be 5, 6, 8, 9. So this is 5, 6, 8, and 9. And similarly for N, it's going to be 1, 7, 9. So this is 1, 7, and 9. And for this O, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 4. And for R, it's going to be 0, 3, 4. So this is 0, 3, and 4. And we're gonna just continue. For S, it's gonna be 6 and 7, so this is 6 and 7. And for T, it's gonna be 2, 3, and 8. 2, 3, and 8. And for U, it's gonna be 4. So this is a U, and this is gonna be 4. And similarly for this V, it's gonna be 5 and 7. 5 and 7. And for W, so it can appear only in 2, in this number 2. And for X, it can only appear in 6. And for Z, it can only appear in 0. So I hope you understand what we are doing. We just want to check if we are giving a character, for example, this is the Z. If we are only giving some characters like Z-E-R-O, if we are giving this character Z, there's only one Z. So definitely we're gonna have a character of digit. It's gonna be 0. Yeah, because for this Z, from numbers 0 to 9, it can only appear in 0. It cannot appear in other digits. So this is why we're going to check how many Z. If there's only one Z, it means 1 0. If there are 2 Z, it means there are going to be 2 zeros. So this is the meaning. And first of all, we're going to check the easy ones. So the easy ones are going to be those kind of characters, Z, X, and W, and U, and G. Yeah. So for all those characters, we're gonna check first. So for example, we're gonna check how many 0, and we just need to use a counter, the counter of Z. How many 2, the counter of W, how many X, how many U, and how many G. So now it seems we've already solved the digit from 0 like to yeah, so 0 to 4, 6, and 8. Yeah. So it means we've already solved 0, 2, 4, and 8. Now we're gonna check some characters with 2 digits, because this is gonna be the next easier ones. Yeah. So for example, we're gonna maybe find this F. Yeah. So for this F, it's gonna have a combination of 4 and 5. Yeah. How many 4s? So we've already know how many 4s. Now it seems we can know how many 5s according to this one, the counter of F. So it means the counter of F minus the counter of 4, definitely it's going to be the counter of 5. It means we've already know how many 5. And similarly, according to here, 6 and 7, yeah, and 6 is also unique. Let me put a 6 here. So let me put a 6 here, because 6 is also unique. Yeah. So this is a 6, and this is a 8. Yeah, this is 6 and 7. This means we already know 7. And what about here? 5 and 7. If we know 7, it means we already know 5. And let's just check others. 3 and 8. We know 8, and we already know 3. So next we know 3, 5, and 7. And what is missing? 1 is missing. How should we know 1? Number 1. Where is number 1? Here is number 1. Here is also number 1. Here is also number 1. Yeah, we can use different kind of formulas. So for this one, maybe we're gonna use the counter of O minus 1, 4, 1, 0 to 4. So this means we've already know 1, and what is missing is only 9. So where is 9? So here, this one has 9, and this one has also 9. This means we've already know 9. So this means every number we know how many of them, and finally we just get the final string. Yeah. Now we're gonna continue on to solve the problem. Yeah. So what's left behind is only coding. Yeah, because if we know about this, basically the coding gonna be much easier than you expected. Yeah. So we're gonna prepare a counter, because actually we need it, and we're gonna prepare a count array. So this count array gonna be the final result. So I'm gonna use yeah, 0 times 10. Now let's just check the numbers like this, 0 to 4 and 8. Yeah, because we can calculate it directly. So count 0, count 2, count 4, count 6, and count 8. So it's gonna be equal to the counter of Z So this is a 0, and the counter of 2w. Yeah, and let's just continue. And what about 4? It equal to the counter of, where is 4? U. And 6, it's gonna equal to counter of, where is 6? X. Yeah. And next it's gonna be the counter of 8. So where is 8? Oh, it is G. It is here. Yeah. Now from the first step, this means we already know 0 to 4, 6, and 8. Yeah. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna check some other numbers. Which one gonna be easier to check? Let's just continue with. Yeah, let me just check the next numbers: 3, 5, and 7. Yeah, let me continue with the 3. So count of 3 and count of 5 and count of 7. Yeah. Where is 3? Yeah, 3 gonna have 8. Yeah, so from here we can find this 3. Maybe we're gonna just use this formula to check, because there are only 2 numbers inside. So for this is 3, actually we're gonna check the 8. So for 8 it's gonna be 3, and for 8 it's gonna be, yeah, so for this 8 and 3 they're gonna only have 1 8. Yeah, because you know inside of this 3 there's only 1 8, and for this 8 there's only 1 8. So this is easier to calculate. Yeah, so this means we're gonna use the counter of 8 minus the counter of 8 directly. So the counter of 8 minus the counter of 8 directly. This is the C8, and the next one gonna be the counter. So this is C is for our counter. It's gonna be how many characters counter, and this counter gonna be the digit counter, how many digits for this digit 8. Yeah. Now we're gonna continue to check with 5. So where can we find 5? 5 gonna be here and here. Oh, this is easier. We're gonna use 4 and 5. So for 4 and 5, it is here. There's only 1 F. So this is easier for us to check. So it's gonna be the counter of F minus the counter of 4. Counter of F minus the counter of 4. Yeah. So next is going to be the counter of 7. So for the 7, maybe we're going to use the 6 and 7. Yeah, so because here we just write it in 1 line. Maybe you're going to write it in 3 lines, because this is better to avoid making mistakes. But for me, let me just use 1 line to represent all those. Yeah, so for this one, I'm going to choose 6 and 7. Yeah, because for 6 and 7, there's only 1 S. So 6 and 7, there's only 1 S. So this is easier for me to calculate. So I'm going to use the counter of S minus the counter of 6. Yeah. Now what left behind is 1 and 9. Yeah. So let me just calculate 1 and 9 line by line. I will not write it in 2 lines, because it's easier to make mistakes. Yeah. So for the counter of 1, let's just check. I'm going to use another formula. So this is a 0, 1 to 4, and 0, 1 to 4 has already been calculated. 0 to 4 has already been calculated. And for this O, let's just check 0, 1 to 4. There's only 1 O. For 1, there's only 1 O. 2, there's only 1 O, and 4, there's only 1 O. So this means I'm gonna use this formula, because this is easier. Yeah. So I'm gonna use the counter of O minus counter of 0 minus counter of 2 minus the counter of 4. Yeah. So now next we're gonna check the counter of 9. Yeah. So we can decide to choose any kind of formulas. It is okay. Let's just maybe choose this one, because there are only 3 digits for this letter or character N. Yeah, for this character N. So basically we're gonna use this one. But before using this one, we have to check carefully about this character N. So for 1, 7, and 9. Yeah. So for 1, there's only one n. So for 7, there's only one n. And what about the 9? There are two n's. So we have to be careful because there are two n's to represent 9. So this means the final result gonna be, the counter of n, the counter of n minus the counter of 1 and minus the counter of 7. And finally we need to divide it by 2. Yeah, because inside we're going to use a 2n to represent the number 9. So this is why we need to divide it by 2. Or you can use any other combinations, but you have to check carefully about which one you're going to choose. Definitely you can calculate the final answer correctly. Yeah. And finally we're going to draw them together. Yeah, and inside we're going to put we're gonna draw the string. Yeah, it's gonna be the string. Yeah, definitely it's gonna be string of the counter. So I'm gonna first, let me do it like this. So I'm gonna use the counter I times I for I in range 10. Yeah. I did something wrong. Yeah, so what's gonna be the final return? The final return, basically I need to draw them together. First of all, I'm gonna check how many zeros. So it's gonna be counter I times string I. Yeah. So it will be string I times counter I. Yeah. Because this is valid in Python. We cannot use we cannot use number times string. We have to use the string times number. Yeah. So we're gonna use the string I. We're gonna turn this 0 into a string, and then we're gonna count this 0. Yeah. So this is a integer, and this is a string, and we're gonna check all of them, and it's gonna be from 0 to 9, and then we're gonna draw them together. Yeah. Let me just run it to check if there's any mistakes. It seems everything gonna be okay. Yeah. Let me just submit it to check if it can pass. As you can see, it passed for all testing cases, and it's pretty fast. Actually, the coding is much easier. As you can see, we only prepared two counters. So one is the hash table counter, another one is the array counter. And first of all, we're gonna calculate the easy ones because there's only one character. We're gonna use only one character to check how many digits of 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then we're gonna check the next easier ones. Maybe, yeah, we're gonna continue with the 3, 5, and 7 because there are only two characters. It's easier to calculate. And then we're gonna choose a little bit harder ones. We're gonna check the counter 1. Yeah, definitely we're gonna use the more already calculated result. And finally, we're gonna check the counter 9. Yeah, and for this 9, definitely we need to take care of how many character n, because for 9, we're gonna have two character n. This is why we're gonna divide it by 2. Finally, we just draw them together. Yeah, I think that's all about it. And basically, we don't need to analyze the time and space complexity. All we can see, oh, the space complexity, it is 010, nearly 01, and the time complexity is also nearly 01. Here we just draw them together. Actually, it is 010. So for 010, actually, we can say the time and space complexity is basically 01. Thanks for watching. See you next time.